Hi, everybody.
Hey everyone. Welcome. Welcome
Welcome.
to the stream. Welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Welcome. Uh and what if we did a live stream and nobody came? Oh, but I see Khalil's here. Oh, did I say your name wrong again? Jeez. KC,
You will always do that.
welcome. And I just got out of, I was spending the last almost an hour at a tarotpreneur session with the tarot lady who was running a webinar today on how to set up a tarot business because we're not the most business savvy people in the world. So we could use all the help we could get with that. And I have to say, she was giving out some great information, and I will just be watching the whole video later. It was wonderful. It was really well done.
Hi, esoterics.
Hey, ET, how you doing?
Thanks, guys.
So yeah, the tarot lady session was really good, Mr. O. And so I'll be able to play that back and get some really good information from her business sense. And so how's everybody doing? Our other cat has made a presence today. Sassy is here. Sassy was with me while I was on the on Zoom watching the webinar. Hey Merwin, welcome. Hey, good to see you here. Somebody from the Twitter pages, the Twitterverse.
Hi there. Welcome.
Welcome to you.
So yes, I'm playing with Sassy here.
Yeah, Sassy is going to be
in
our tarot
expressive
cat of the
mode.
day, I guess.
We have a feeling, yes.
Also, I just brought out I love this deck. Every so often I bring it out, and with the new year coming, we want to start off on a positive note. Hey, Jay Walker, welcome. Welcome back. And so I brought out my tarot affirmations deck, and we'll see what kind of affirmation it's going to give us for the new year. I'm even going to have you shuffle.
Oh, all right. We're doing our affirmation
Just
moment.
one affirmation card, and we'll see what that is that we can focus on. So anyway, I will have to comment directly to the tarot lady. What a wonderful program I just was part of. Okay, the Hierophant actually popped up. And so keep these in mind, as we're going into 2020. It's basically, I am the preserver of family and cultural traditions that provide each new generation with a sense of communal identity. I am awareness of the spiritual, in touch with a collective wisdom that enriches the life journey. That sounds like me. I like to think anyway. I am a teacher, a carrier of beliefs, rituals, and values that underlie personal identity. I am a bridge between the human and divine, a link with forgiveness and renewal, truth and meaning. I am a mentor, offering each generation a chance to choose what they will practice and preserve. Well, I like that. I like that. Making this a year where, you pass on what you've learned to others. I think that sounds great to me. This deck is a U.S. Games deck, and I really love it. And the text is by Sally Hill. And of course, it's Pamela Coleman Smith and Mary Hanson Roberts with the recoloring job. So let's see. Who else do we have? I see Tariq has joined us. Hello, Tariq. I'll add you to the list.
So, madam, are we going to have any holiday treats here? Kellyo has a comment about that.
Oh, some chocolate. Well, this is diet day. I'm sorry. No, it's not really. I hate to tell you, but I have already ate some chocolate today. I beat you to it, and I decided we were not going to have it on the live stream. But I was tempted. I really was. I was thinking that maybe the Thursday one, or maybe next Sunday, I will have some hot cocoa going, to celebrate my last days of vacation, perhaps.
Well, there you go.
So as you can see, I'm kind of in my relaxed attire today. Books, cats, life is good. because I'm on vacay right now from work, and I'm not going back till January 6th. So it's been an awesome week off already. And I know Mr. O is pouting here because he doesn't have the same amount of time off as I've had.
No, I actually have the time off, but I didn't schedule it off because I know that during the holidays, my crew area, most of them want that time off, and we have to provide coverage still for a number of days. So I decided to, do that, and I was actually only one of two providing that coverage for several days last week. And then tomorrow I'm doing the same thing. So I pretty much can't get that time off. I'm locked into being
It's okay.
the person. Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'm teasing him. I of course, enjoy my quiet time at home as well. Not that I don't enjoy the company of my significant other here, but I try to get a lot of work done, and I'm working on a special project right now. I'm trying to get some things done on a book I've been working on like forever. So I'm hoping maybe to make some real progress on that.
We have some other suggestions or comments.
A baking live stream. I'm not sure I'm ready for that, KC, but I'll tell you what, I am so organized when I bake. It's crazy. I am not organized in any other way, shape, or form in my life, but when it comes down to baking, I have to have everything in place, and I prepare and I plot everything out, have everything measured out. It's crazy. It's so not me. I don't know where suddenly the Virgo energy has come from, but
It's
it
sickening,
happens.
actually. Sickening.
Yeah. So, hot cocoa. Yes, yes. I will have some, but not today. Today, though, I am actually drinking. Here's a plug for Coca-Cola. They came out for the holidays with cinnamon Coke. And I think I've mentioned on this live stream before, I'm a cinnamon-aholic. That's my problem, and I admit it. And so when they came out with Coke, cinnamon Coke, I'm not much of a pop drinker anymore, but I had to have some. Well, so what deck are you using today, Mr. O?
Well, today, as I know people always love to see it, I'm going to use the fantastical golden imaged tarot called Nefertari's Tarot. It's very Egyptian themed and has this nice gold brilliance inlay of sorts into the cards. But I also picked my Tarot of Sacred Circles, which is kind of like a cultural beacon to heritage across the spectrum of the world. So they sort of give a nod towards Norse cultures and Egyptian cultures and native cultures and things like that. So that one's kind of nice too.
Okay. So I have got out again this old school deck of mine. I just like it a lot. It's the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg, I believe. The Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg. I have many years ago. I also have my more recent, of course, not the most recent, but one of his recent decks, Ciro Marchetti's Tarot of Dreams, which I absolutely adore. And today, for the Lenormand part of our readings, I am using the Gilded Reverie Lenormand of Ciro Marchetti's, and I'm including the deck that was expanded where he added the extra cards. There are some extra cards in this deck, and so I'm going to try my hand at using this one. It's a little bit unorthodox for Lenormand because there are cards in here that are not in a traditional Lenormand.
And before we get started, I'm going to briefly mention that we happen to do a little bit of post-holiday shopping. We were out and about, and we came across, I had been seeing it on Facebook because I had friended the artist creator a while back, and then I said, let's get that if I see it there, and I saw it there, or something like that. I just saw it there and remembered. The Crow Tarot.
Yes, I
by
just
CJ
posted this.
Cullinane. I believe I'm saying that correctly.
Cullinane, I believe you are. Cullinane?
Yes, and it's really nice. I really like it already, and I know some of my friends on Facebook were saying, oh yeah, it's really pretty awesome.
It comes in a very sturdy box with a nice sized booklet. The booklet mostly relates to, just the cards. And there's one reading in the back called the Crow Tarot Spread, which kind of looks like a crow to me. But my
Yeah.
early analysis of looking this reading over, to me anyway, it seems like it's a modified, different kind of Celtic cross.
I thought so too.
I
but
think
it's
a lot of
pretty
the
cool anyway.
the positions kind of relate to that, but there's 8 cards instead of 10.
Yeah, so
And-
trims it down a little bit.
Yeah, but I like it. And so far, we aren't going to read with it today, but it's really beautiful. And we showed off a few cards. I'll show because I like I always like to show off a Fool card.
I promised CJ I would let her know when we did talk about it, and or if we did when we did our review, we are going to do it. And I understand that since we didn't buy it on Amazon, if we do review it on Amazon, or more likely Banshee's going to review it, it may not be as top rated as some of her other reviews because Amazon does that algorithm thing with the people that purchase from them.
I review under a different name on Amazon, and so it might be harder to find my reviews, but if you look up Colette Barron Reed's Good Tarot, I'm either the first or second top reviewer there still. I think I'm right on top, but I'm not the most votes. But I'm pretty close. I love reviewing things on Amazon. It's been a while, and sometimes I don't keep up with it as I should, but I definitely do like to do reviews. And now, as I've matured over time, I've really decided to focus on reviewing things that are not, that I'm not dogging. If I don't like something, I'm not going to go on Amazon and blah, blah it. I don't want to waste people's time. I want to only review things that I feel are of value. So I don't review everything I get, but I do review a lot of stuff. And just because I don't review it doesn't mean it's not of value. I just only have so much time in my life.
No, Mermaid Shark, and welcome.
Mermaid Shark, hi.
You're last currently, but you won't be the last because we have just, in essence, started. We're kind of doing our little bit of glibbish patter before we start,
just to get some people in the room, and we do have, I think, enough to get started now.
Yeah, so perhaps we shall.
I'm going to go over the list as I have it, so everybody knows where they are. We have KC, you got in first this time, and then we have Esoterics. We have Merwin, if you'd like a reading. We have Jay Walker. We have Tarek, and we have Mermaid.
Now, also, too, we are still offering our special New Year's 2020 forecast reading. Do you want to mention what that's about?
Yes. This is the last day. We've been offering since Christmas New Year Outlook spread, which is a 4-card reading. Generally, with our regular readings, we're doing 3 cards if you have a specific question. And then we toss a couple Lenormand cards to go with that. But for the new year, if you'd like a 2020 outlook, we will throw 4 cards for you, and you will get a reading on general things about the year ahead. What your main focus will be, what opportunities or challenges you face, things along those lines. So when it's your turn, you just let us know if you have a question or if you want the 2020 reading.
Thanks for asking, Mermaid. We're both doing pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. We're doing great. How about you?
Not bad. They had a weird dream.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to give you a little information on that, maybe.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. So maybe if you want that to be part of your question when it is your turn, we can maybe try to look into that for you a little bit if that's the way you want to go today. Okay, so hey, KC, you are first. So what do you have in mind for us today? I think you got a 2020 reading, all right, if I remember correctly.
So my little sassy cat wants lots of love over here today. You just want me to pet and pet and pet and pet.
Oh, you can absolutely have the Tarot of Dreams deck, sure. Yeah, I thought you did. Okay, so what projects? Several projects.
So which project should they consider?
Tell me something. How many projects are we talking about here? Is it 2 or 3? let you shuffle. So, Casey, 2 or 3 projects. What number of projects do you have in mind?
Or more.
Or more? Oh my gosh. How many projects can you handle?
Dare you tempt the fates?
About 8.
No, you cannot be serious.
I'm sorry to hear
we're
that,
here
Mermaid.
for about 2 more hours,
Yeah.
not quite.
If you can check back in with us.
Check back in, and we'll just keep putting you down on the list as we move ahead. No one else has shown up just yet. Okay, we're going to just go with 8.
Okay, well, I'm not sure. I had an idea in mind if it was 2 or 3, but 8. Let's see if we get a beat on it with the 3 cards. Let's see what it says.
Yeah, we'll be here a little bit, so you never know. Maybe you'll get in. Sassy sniffing around the microphone.
Well, let's just see what the cards say for you here. Let's try to see if it can pin something down.
Okay, you might want to look at Casey's
Did
comment.
you shuffle?
I did.
Yeah, I did.
The last one?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Well, unless I'm missing something else.
Just about the long story in new directions.
Yep.
Alrighty.
My goodness.
Wow.
Holy cannoli. I guess, well,
Kind of interesting, for sure.
it is kind of interesting. There's some very powerful cards here, Casey. Guess you picked the right deck, huh? Because you've got the Magician upright. You also have the Hermit upright.
Okay.
So this is interesting to me. And you also have the 3 of Cups reversed. I have some thoughts, but I'm going to let you go ahead.
Why are you doing that?
You want me to go ahead?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, this is a really interesting combo, Casey. To me, the Magician just seems to indicate that you are ready, for whichever one of these projects you want to do. You pretty much have it all together to accomplish, these goals. Everything seems to be in place for you. The Hermit, the way I'm looking at it with this reading is that maybe it's telling me that you're better suited to doing things where either you are the boss or you are a teacher of some sort or a mentor or guide in some way. I sense that this is a project or something that you are going to be going solo on. Whether you're thinking of maybe establishing a business for yourself, if that's in the cards, or one of these other projects, if it's mostly falling back on you. It sounds like that's what I'm seeing here, because also then I've got the 3 of Cups reversed. And to me, I almost get that you're not getting as much satisfaction maybe with collaborating with others at this time. I mean, I'm going to look at it this way. Usually it's a party celebration kind of card, but I'm sensing this might mean something else in relation to the cards I'm seeing here.
I could kind of go with that too. I sort of agree with you for the most part with the Magician, sort of talking about the energy and strength behind what your career ambitions are and also those talents you bring to the table. But with the Hermit, I'm seeing something slightly different, which is that maybe there is an inward acceptance, a self-wisdom of a hermit lifestyle, which is a little bit more of an austere lifestyle. I'm not necessarily talking about austerity in terms of finance, though I could say that it doesn't disinclude that maybe, a lot of people are finding that they're having to, live a little bit more economically. But I'm thinking this is more in terms of your inner being, that there's an austerity choice that you may have to consider as happening. And some of that may be being more lonely, which is what I'm seeing from the card, the 3 of Cups here, where it just seems like maybe to some degree some of the social things are a balance with that ambition, and that maybe you're going to have to accept some sense of that emotional austerity, while at the same time wondering about, this pleasurable aspects that maybe you're choosing to mitigate somehow or forego in some sense. What do you got?
All right, I've got the bouquet. And I've got the tree. And, I think one thing you've got going for yourself, I think this year is, I'm just going to say it looks to me like it's the gift of good health and strength and power in reserve. So I think this is a very big positive for you in this year ahead. Something, maybe even come your way that will benefit your health in some way. Maybe even if some of these projects have some connection with health in some way too, that could possibly be indicated by this.
Yeah, I know I didn't specifically address the idea that you had multiple goals to focus on, but more about what was happening on your inner side as you go through your process. But I'm looking at these cards here too, and these cards seem to indicate so much growth going on and the possibility of choices related to that. It's mostly, I don't do Lenormand, but it's mostly what I feel is like there's just a sense of cultivation here that really on that inward idea there that I had, you kind of are midway or more to accepting that. And so now maybe that frees you up to really have that focus that you're talking about, and that maybe multiple focuses are possible. I mean, not hundreds, but maybe 7 or 8 aren't impossible necessarily.
Well, what's really funny here is when he set these cards down here on top of the Hermit card, I don't know why, I just felt, this is your strength. Your strength is really coming from, you taking the lead or you going off and doing something on your own as opposed to relying on others. I sense that the gift is that, and that you will be able to, really pull something off. I think if you trust yourself enough to take that leap.
Hi, Claudia. We do have a list, so we're going to put you on our list. You'll be 5 or 6 persons down from here at this point, so we hope to not take forever, but we should be able to get around to you.
Yeah, hang in there. We are just finishing up with our first reading, and so I hope that helped, KC. It sounds like you know exactly what we're talking about here, so
thank you for that comment.
We like to hear that. That's what we like to hear. Hey, okay, I will get to the list right now. Esoteric Tarot, you are next. And then comes Merwin, Jay Walker, Tariq, Mermaid, and Claudia. That's the order as we have it. So, hey, E.T.
Thank you. I really appreciate the Kelly, because I sort of felt there was not really getting exactly to the way you asked the question, but it was strongly what I felt that there's this sense of an acceptance there, and that to me is what really frees you up to be able to do that.
Do you want to use your deck? Esoterics likes a general reading. Just wants to know what messages are there for her today.
General reading?
Yeah. What messages are there today? I like that. Let's see what we've got for you.
Alrighty. I'm going to move this back over here. And we are currently without Cat Cam.
No cats. Wow. Mr. Sonny has been sleeping a lot upstairs lately. I think he went back.
No.
No? Oh.
He's kind of over my head.
Yeah, Mr. Sonny is in the cat tree right now. Sleeping away.
This could be bad. He could decide to just hop down. He's done that before.
He has.
Not very often, actually, but. So the other day on my weekly episode of Oberon's Outlook on Emotional Exchanges, I wore my jaunty little beret, and somebody commented that it was snappy or something like that. So I decided I would wear it today. So if you're thinking, yes, I did wash my hair today. It's not why I'm wearing that.
Okay. I'm sure inquiring minds wanted to know that, Mr. O.
Esoterics. I had, you meant Banshee. Oh, well.
I put it up today in a librarian style fashion. What can I say?
I'm so vain.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
You're on, Mr. O.
I'm spot on, maybe. Okay, so we're just doing a general.
3 cards.
Alrighty. Oh dear. They're all reversed. I
They're
don't
all
like that.
reversed. What does this mean? And are they all what are they?
No,
Okay.
2 pentacles.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, so the first card is the 3 of pentacles reversed. So that's sort of not the greatest. I'm going to read them off first, and then I'm going to go back. And then the 5 of wands reversed.
That's not that bad.
These cards have some ring to them, in a way, a thread that goes through them. And then the 5 of pentacles reversed. So from a general reading point of view, these almost sound like kind of some bummers going on here. The 3 of coins reversed maybe is indicating that you're having some doubts about your own talent, or you're getting feedback from other people who are doubting that, or people want to bring you down. Maybe people are just talking that way, and it's not necessarily true. It's just something that's going on there. But part of that is because of the competitive field that you're in there, and I'm seeing that there's this turn of competition that is a little harsher than you might like. It's harsher than you need. And then finally, what I'm seeing, of course, is another 5, and I feel like these always represent energy situations, more charged, the 5s. The 5 of Pentacles reversed. This one's a little bit better in a way. It sort of indicates maybe the turn of a hopeful outlook, maybe a feeling of like, no matter what has happened, there still are those who do appreciate what you're doing and who will support you.
Okay, I feel that with the three of Pentacles, to me indicates that maybe you're feeling stressed about some particular work, something that you've been working on. Maybe you're feeling like that you're worried about what people think. Maybe you're not getting enough feedback, or maybe you're worried about negative feedback. I sense there's something here in regards to a project or something you're working on.
It's more about the communication going back and forth, or it is somewhat about that?
Somewhat about that.
Yeah,
Somewhat
I
about
feel
the
that too.
feedback, I think, aspects of it is what I'm looking at here. You're worried maybe about how people think and feel about something. And here, though, I think with the 5 of Wands reversed, I feel like you're going to feel like a little less stress, as maybe the cards are telling you it is time to de-stress a little bit. Things aren't as difficult as they seem. People aren't as critical as they seem. And maybe you're overthinking this, that you shouldn't worry too much, that things will fall into place. And with the 5 of Pentacles reversed, that kind of indicates that too, that there is a slow getting back on your feet kind of attitude here. So it just seems as though there's progress, but it's going to be very, very slow. And I wouldn't let worries bog you down. Let things go the way they are going, but also consider the effort you're putting into something, and are you giving it your best. That would be my only admonition here, is make sure that you're putting your true self into this, and your whole self into this, that this is something, especially if this is something you're really passionate about. And I'm going to toss a Lenormand for you. And Tariq, we did not get to you yet, so don't worry. You're still on the list. We are moving along. I will mention the list again after this reading. And let's see what we have here.
You guys are so nice, feeding my ego.
Which isn't hard to do, I might add. Well, okay. I got, the first card I drew for you was the book. And the next card I drew was the mountain. And I'm kind of thinking here, this is saying that, you're in a process of trying to understand what it's taking to overcome some challenges and obstacles, how to make things smoother, a smoother sailing. It's like maybe you're feeling that there's just some roadblocks right now, and you're trying to feel your way through it. Seems to me that you will be finding out whatever it is you need to overcome that.
You're looking for advice, and that advice is going to come to you. There's somebody maybe who you have more of a mentor kind of relationship with, and you'll probably get some assistance or advice from that person. I sort of look at that as positive because I sort of feel
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a positivity there in trying to surmount the obstacles. And so basically, it's a matter of, and maybe that mentor wisdom comes from within too, of course. So there's always that too.
Hey, I hope that makes sense for you, E.T. So that's what we have today for you. I would like to get back to the list a little bit and go through the names and make sure. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss anybody, but if I did, now will be your time to chime in. So next on the list is Merwin, Jay Walker, Tariq, Mermaid, and Claudia. So, hey, Merwin, if you're still with us and you would like a reading, we'll be happy to accommodate. Just let us know if it's a 2020 reading or a regular general reading.
Banshee, you have to call me Monsieur O from now on. Or at least for
Monsieur,
today.
Monsieur, I can't even say it. Monsieur. Monsieur, Monsieur, oh.
No, you're supposed to say we.
Man, you know, I have enough trouble with English sometimes, my native language.
There was this thing about what our names were going to be when we started.
Yeah.
And I think Kelly's right. I think you should call me Monsieur O, and I want to call you Madam.
No. There's a long story behind that.
No, it's not very long at all. What is that thing called when you can say that?
Okay, just, yes, I can't think of what it's called.
There's that linguistic terminology when a phrase reads the same way forward and back. I forget what it's called. But on my Facebook page, I'm Adam, and so sometimes I put in there, Madam, I'm Adam. And of course, if you read it backwards, it says the same thing.
Right, Madam is Adam. But you know what? I said no.
I just thought that's what we would call the show, would be Adam and Madam.
No.
Palindrome, thank you. I knew it was like something
Oh,
that sounded
palindrome. Yes,
an
thank
elephant
you.
thing.
I could not think of it. Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, look who's back.
Yes, Sassy is here.
She's
All right,
here to save
Merwin,
me
are
from
you with
talking
us?
too many
Oh, there
weird
you are.
things.
When will my tourist communicate with me more than just on Twitter? Harder about a position working for him. Okay. How about...
Your deck or mine? I got mine right here.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. How do you want to do that? Because that's a two-sided question. I'm going to let you think about that a minute. Do you want to do...
Well, it's when.
Yeah. Let's do 3 cards for the when, and then let's do a quick yes/no.
All right. And I dropped one.
Okay. Are you dropping cards again?
Always. And I had the camera perfectly fixed on Sassy's face, so then Sassy had to move.
Of course, because cats do that.
Now we're just gonna
Now
get
you're
the-
getting her tail. I know, it's so funny. I was on the webinar with the tarot lady today, and Sassy was there, and her little ears would poke up in the screen, you know, where you could see, you know, they have the windows in meetings where you can see your face. And there was Sassy poking her head up.
And now she's spread like a great meatloaf over half of our viewing area.
I don't think the diet is working very well for
I
Sassy.
hate to tell you that, but I don't think so
I
either.
think we have to
Not
work harder
sure.
on it. All of our cats are on a diet because of her, and everybody else is losing weight except her.
I think that's the card that I dropped.
Okay. Oh, interesting. All
It
right.
might be.
Well, what do you think about timing with this? I think timing is fairly soon. You've got some very nice cards here, Merwin. We pulled the Emperor for you. It's a little bit shiny, this card, so I'm trying to get it in the... and that's upright. We also pulled the Moon. Well, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? And then the Four of Wands, upright. I wanted to talk to you about this because the Moon, to me, still makes it sound like things are under the surface and not
Yeah.
revealed yet. And the question was about when will they communicate? I think it's going to be soon, and maybe, you know, even when they do, they may not be telling you everything.
Is there any chance at all that maybe they have a possible other relationship or other responsibilities or concerns that might keep them from being totally open with you? Because I sort of get a little feeling about that maybe there's something else going on that they have not been totally honest about. I don't really like to say that when people tell me that they feel they're in a relationship, but sometimes I feel like I do have to be honest to what I'm seeing there.
Well, and the Emperor is just a very powerful card. This person seems to have a lot of
Authority, responsibility, a lot of stuff going on, but they're in charge. They seem to be in charge. They seem to be able to direct a company, or they're directing a business, or
there could be some fire energy indicated here, but you said it's a Taurus, which is
Right.
Earth.
Well,
So,
it could,
but you never know about the aspects, yeah. But I sense some fire energy here. I'm kind of an Aries Taurus cusp myself, so.
There's nothing specifically that talks about the timing matter, but we both get a feeling like,
Well, I don't know. The wands are there. That's why I'm
yeah,
thinking
that
it's sooner
something
than
will
later.
happen sooner than later.
Maybe within 4 days or 4 weeks would be my guess. So within a month. I think it's going to be fairly immediate. Why don't we throw a quick yes, no, and find out if Merwin should consider working for the person.
You know, that's why we're getting the Emperor. That I didn't read that part before,
Oh.
but that makes sense. They're in the position to hire somebody, or to create an employment situation.
Well, I'm going to throw Lenormand on this too. I want to check it out. But
Sure.
why don't you pull those up
and shuffle,
and
for, a yes
shuffle
or no?
for the yes, no. Yeah.
So now we're thinking of
Whether she should consider thinking harder about working for the person, the Taurus.
should Merwin work harder at being in that employ to get that position.
You know, this is interesting. Now, I said I was working with Cyril Marchetti's Lenormand, and it's the newer, it's the deck where he enhanced it and added cards to the Lenormand, and you got one of those added cards. This is the Compass, which is not in a traditional Lenormand deck, and the Bear. And I always look at the Bear card as kind of a female, feminine energy, kind of personal empowerment for women kind of card. And so I'm thinking that, you know, if this is where you feel your personal empowerment, then I think you should go for it. We're still going to do the yes, no on the job, but I'm beginning to think this is talking about that to some degree. What do you think? It's kind of like if that's pointing you, you know, if that's the direction of something where you feel a lot of personal empowerment from, then I think that you will find it there.
Hi, Smiling Soul, and hi, Dead Mirror. I have a feeling that this is more than just a position, that this is a big opportunity, perhaps, or that you know or you believe that it will move to that.
Okay, hold on a moment.
Cherry sounds like betting at the casino on a slot machine.
Hey, Tariq, we're still 2 people away from your message. I'm sorry. So hang in there.
And we're doing the yes or no now.
Yeah. Can I count them?
Sure.
I'll do it quick. Not that you don't, Mr. O.
So maybe, Mermaid, it's saying you'll be lucky and you should consider going to a casino. I don't usually try to tell people that their luck is telling them to go to a casino. This one here is pretty lucky, but we went to a casino and it was not that great. She's luckier with other games of chance, I think.
Well, this is interesting, Merwin, because when we did the yes, no, asking if you should take the job, I got it's leaning towards no, but this is like not a bad no. This is very strange because I've got the star card for you here, and we also have the death card.
Well, that's really
as
changed.
well as the Ace of
Transformation.
Pentacles, which just basically determines whether it's going to be a yes or no answer. And so this is a very positive no. So what I would suggest to you is that it's telling you that there may be some other radical changes afoot that may take you in another direction that could be more more hope positive for you or hopeful, where you could shine more? What do you think?
Well, I'm wondering if maybe there's like a false start. You know,
Okay.
like where it seems like it starts, you're going to be offered the position, you're going to be in a position to accept the position, and then some change happens. Like maybe all of a sudden there's something structural that changes a change, and then maybe it does work out, only it works out under a different sense of agency, higher caliber in some way.
So you think it starts out as one thing and moves into another? Is that it? That's a very
Almost immediately, like maybe whoever's in charge here was in the process of redesigning this position anyway.
lots of travel for years. Okay, well that could very well be it too. So it's sort of leaning towards no, but the other reading was so positive. I'm sensing that it definitely could be in
It
your
still feels
interest
like
to
it.
check it out. I would definitely say that if you really feel that's a place you could find your empowerment with what the Lenormand came up with for you, you should go with it. Definitely. And I hope that's helped. And
All right.
hey, it was great having you check in on the live stream. Welcome and thanks for coming. And we're going to move on, and I'm going to mention the list again so everybody knows where they're at on the list. Right now, we're going to be doing Jay Walker. We're going to be doing Tariq next. So, Tariq, wait a minute. We'll be up to you next after Jay Walker. And then Mermaid, you're after Tariq, Claudia, Dead Mirror, and Smiling Soul. Okay. So, what do you got? Can you ask my beautiful spirit guides why I'm having these dreams back to back? Okay, what messages are in the dreams for you? We'll use my Tarot of Dreams for that one. Do you want to put the sassy cam on?
Initiate the sassy cam.
Sassy is just like all laid out here. We can see her weight problem in full view.
That's not a cat. That's a meatloaf.
She's such a sweetie. She is one of the
She's a real
sweetest
sweet
cats.
cat. Hello there, baby.
She's my girl.
Alrighty.
And our cats are 5. They're going to be 6 in, we think, is it early March?
Mid-March.
Yeah, early to mid-March.
So, Pisces.
Shuffle. And then cut. Yeah, we got them at a Meet Your Best Friend event. So they were shelter kittens. And they supposedly came from the same litter, but they're all very, very different, with their own unique personalities. All right. Well.
You're welcome, Erwin. Thank you.
Oh, you are very welcome. You have a blessed 2020 as well. See you in the Twitterverse. All right, so
What's that?
this is the Queen of Cups reversed.
Oh, dear.
That's one card, which is interesting to me.
Especially when you're talking about dreams
Yes,
and imagination.
yes. And the 5 of Coins is upright here. I hate to say it there, Jay. And the 6 of Swords is reversed as well. So I have to say, maybe I don't know if the dreams are discussing some or have anything to do with some lack that you're feeling in your life right now, some inability to move forward, some struggles you're having finding a direction or a place to go. Maybe you felt like you've been in a rut. Maybe your dreams are trying to nudge you out of that.
Well, the holidays are a really harsh time for people because you get so many confusing messages. And I'm wondering if your dreams are a way of your subconscious, your spirit guides, telling you, that you need to not dwell too much on what the messages say about the holidays. You must be happy. If you're lonely or if you're depressed, you are. And sometimes just trying to envision the holidays making everything better doesn't really work. So a lot of times what you have to do is you have to think about your own inner resolves, and you just have to resolve, because you and you alone make yourself happy. And I think your spirit guides, maybe they're telling you to be happy, you really have to really deal with yourself. It's okay to have imagination that leads you to certain avenues, but in the end, you have to decide where you take that imagination into waking life.
Well, and I also wonder with the Queen of Cups reversed here, though, if, I'm not going to say your dreams are leading you astray per se, but, be aware sometimes dreams work in these mysterious ways. Sometimes we think we know what they're talking about, and other times, they may confuse us, but they may not mean anything at all. They may just be coming and confusing you more, and you really have to rely on what your gut is telling you. I'm not sure here, because we have these kind of stagnant and negative cards along with the Queen of Cups reversed, and that's why I'm offering that possibility out there.
And I wanted to take a moment to address what Mermaid was saying.
Okay.
And I don't think
Yeah, I was looking at
necessarily that dreams should be kept secret, or that if you talk about them, they don't come true or something like that. Because a lot of times I think that whether we call them spirit guides or inner self, it really is coming from the same source. It's a source that wants us to understand our waking life. And it can only do that by communicating through images in our non-waking life. And so that means there's an obvious handicap of sorts, and it's a matter of us to think about those. And sometimes in the process of thinking about them, you do need to have other people kind of give you some ideas. So I think that talking about your dreams is kind of like a form of therapy, if you will, group therapy, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you can't understand what it's trying to tell you, but maybe somebody else can give you that nudge.
Hey, Vivian, I wrote you down on the list. I'll go over the list in a minute again, but you're going to be at the bottom. And I wrote down that you want a general 2020 reading, so we will take care of that when it's your turn. So right now for Jay, let me throw a couple Lenormand for you, and then we will move on to Tariq, but just give me a second here.
And it doesn't mean that maybe some dreams shouldn't be kept private. There probably are some reasons why some dreams shouldn't be talked about.
Well, I really think that, okay, the first card I drew was the key. And the second card I drew was the coffin. And so what I think this is saying to me, Jay, is that maybe some of the dreams are trying to tell you it's time to put maybe a close to something in your life, to bring something to a close, whether it's a mindset, whether it's a chapter of your life that you need to move on from. There's something that needs closure. So if you feel that, something is not closed, maybe that's the key to what your dreams might be trying to tell you. That's what I'm picking up from what the Lenormand has to say.
Yeah, I sort of feel that too, and I'm actually thinking it's about a person, and or it's about your relationship with that person, that maybe you need to sort of have a resolution to that. And I know you've been pretty forthcoming about various people in your life, your parents or different other people, your grandmother. I love those stories.
Your dogs or grandmother's dogs.
And I don't know it's about those specifically, but I'm wondering if maybe this is saying that one of those relationships, you need to kind of wind it down, or you need to put it in its own place.
Or something in those relationships that you need to just put to bed. Whether there's been some animosities or some difficulties, you need to find a way to resolve it and close it off. Yeah.
Put it under lock and cover.
Yeah. So that's what we have for you today, Jay. I hope that helped. And we're going to move on to Tariq finally, who's been very anxious. And
Hi,
now,
Tariq.
Here is the list as I have it. We have Tariq,
Yeah,
Mermaid.
I thought it was your father. Sorry, I'm answering him.
Tariq, Mermaid, Claudia, Dead Mirror, Smiling Soul, and Vivian. That's the list as we have it, and we have plenty of time. We should be able to get to these readings. So, Tariq, if you have I think you had a question earlier. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Oh, there it is. Applied for a new job. because I recently lost my job. Will I work for the company I spoke to their boss or another company? Okay, so that sounds like
A choice between
a
two
choice.
companies.
So why don't we use
You're
your
welcome.
cards, and so the first one will be for the company they spoke to their boss, and the second card will be for the other company.
And Libra Cusp and the new Feast J6, hope I got that right, Aaron, have joined the room.
Okay, Libra.
So we will add you to our list. Okay, thank you, Tariq. We're going to get busy. So it sounds like a choice of companies to work for. The one that you have already made some sort of connection to, or possibly another one. Do you want me to use my cards?
Yes, let's use your cards. And hello. Okay, yes, you guys are on the bottom of the list, you two who have just come into the chat. And after we're done with this reading, I'll go over the list again so you can see the order. I'm not ready to cut off the list yet. I think we'll be able to fit everybody in.
A three-carder?
Pardon me?
A three-carder or what?
No, it's going to be two, one for each choice, right?
All right. Okay.
And so we might do like four, like, well, two for one choice, two for the other. So let's, I'm going to look at that question again. You're going to have to monitor the chat a little bit because I want to keep his question, Tariq's question up.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, just let me know if there's anybody I have to add to the list, but I think we're up to date. I think I have everybody down. All right.
Cut.
There. Okay, so one card for the first option, one card for the second, and then a card underneath for each. Wow. Heavy.
Yeah, heavy duty.
Wow, this is very interesting, Tariq. Okay, so for the first option, work for the company that you spoke to their boss. Let's deal with this one, because right there, what do we have? The Two of
Swords.
You have a decision to make here,
So
or
you
they
have a
do.
decision.
Or they do.
Or they do.
Yeah.
It sounds like probably it's not the easiest decision to make. However,
I would say that this is there's a lot of, I don't know if I would
advantage.
call it destiny, but maybe there is some advantage for you looking at this, the Wheel of Fortune, and it is upright. And so I feel that, destiny or fate, could play a role here in this job in some way. Like maybe you are a good match for this position is what it's saying. It's almost as if this could be a good spot for you to be in. But let's take a look at choice number 2, door number 2, which is another company.
this company also seems to have lucky prospects. There's something about this company that maybe inspires you, or maybe this company looks at you and feel that you inspire them, or that you are a star to them.
And that's the star, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. And what's the second card, though?
It's the reversed Nine of Wands.
Well, it seems to me that you may not, to me that might indicate that, you might not be as suited to this job, or you would have a lot of work to do to get up to snuff for another company. That may not be the case with this job. What do you think?
I think some of that's true, and I also get the feeling like this second job doesn't position you as much as you might want to if you're ambitious and if you're looking to move ahead on a faster rate. This card might hold you back a little bit more. This card says that this company might hold you back more. They might not want to promote you as quickly as you feel you could be promoted. The other card back at the other job you've made contact with, I get the feeling like you would clearly rise to the top in a shorter time with that one.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw a couple of Lenormand just to see if I get an idea of where or what you should be thinking about here as far as this goes. Well, this is interesting. I drew two cards in Cyril Marchetti's Lenormand that are not traditional to a Lenormand deck. This is a bridge card that he came up with. That's the card I drew first. And then the Wishing Well. And so I think that what this is telling me is you should consider the perfect fit for you being something that, you are inspired to do, but also something that you feel, that it would benefit you, either benefit you for, you as far as, um, I'm sorry. As far as you, I lost my voice there for a minute. As far as you gaining, like being able to promote or move forward, something that would be fortunate for you, a position that would be, yeah, because that kind of goes in with the Wheel of Fortune.
Right, Tariq, that's what I see too, is that the wishing well is sort of an analogy to the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of indicating that that is a better match for you. You will be luckier. This is
You
what we
might
kind of
even
said
be
there.
healthier, because I also think the wishing well also has to do with good fortune and
life,
good health.
fortune.
In other words, so I think for your peace of mind and, maybe less stressful, something that would be a good match for you, you'd feel good about working there. It sounds like the one where you talk to the boss might be the one.
Right, and so you'll have to let us know because it does sound interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Do keep us posted. And for everybody who's joined us and maybe joining us for the first time, subscribing to the stream is the way to go. You'll know when we are streaming. Some Sundays, like today, once a month, we will be streaming from 7 to 9 instead of 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's basically because one of us has to work Sundays once a month, so that's why. So if
We'll try to post that as much in advance as possible.
We're gonna
I usually
do the best
know
we
my
can.
schedule a month ahead of time. In fact, I'm actually thinking that I don't work any Sundays in January.
Oh, that's awesome.
Due
Okay.
to whatever
Scheduling.
situation. Yeah. And also, too, we have a presence on Facebook and Twitter. So every day we will read a card for the following day. And this is to give you the sense of what those days' energies are. That's on our Facebook page, TFT Tarot for Today, as well as our Twitter feed, too.
And
So
I feel that, Vivian's here. Hey, Vivian. Sorry, I can't get to your question right away, as you know. We have a list, so I will put you down. Oh, wait. You have the General 2020. I see, you're just talking. I'm assuming that's the same yes. Sorry, Vivian. I'm just trying to keep up with all the list activity here.
You're
and
welcome. Who's
failed.
Next?
So I hope that, yes, definitely helped you, Tariq, and I'm glad you hung in there with us. Hey, Mermaid, guess what? You are up. So
Mermaid is next.
I want to remind people that you can either get a 2020 Outlook reading from us this week. This is the last day we're offering that. Or you can have a general question answered. Just let us know when it's your turn, which you prefer. Okay, so after Mermaid is going to be Claudia, and then Dead Mirror, Smiling Soul, Vivian, Libra Cusp, and then Newfest J6.
Also, I believe they're known as Aaron. I think they said Aaron in their message.
Okay. Oh, I see. Aaron. Got it. It's a lot easier for me to say. Thank you.
Sergio. Interesting.
All right. Where the message was, Sergio, I love you, but I have no idea who Sergio is. Who is Sergio? Well, let's see what we come up with. Let's see. Sometimes people are symbols for other things as well in dreams. They're not always what they seem, but we'll see.
And people are asking a lot about dreams today, so that's kind of interesting. I don't know.
Well, the veil, usually the veil is thinner around Halloween and whatnot, but it's still, it's still the dark part of the year. The light is just returning, so...
Didn't we just have an eclipse?
And we just had an eclipse, so yeah, maybe that's why all the dreams have been coming forward.
You're welcome. All right, Smiling Soul. Sergio.
No. Not that I know of.
I barely know any Joes.
We're going to do 3 cards.
Did I already shuffle?
I didn't know they were by me, so I don't think so.
Thank you, Vivian, for subscribing.
Thanks much. Yes.
And what did you say, 3 cards?
Yes. Let's see what we get. And now Sassy is taking up the entire reading space. So I'll make sure Mr. O gets the cards. Oh, okay. We have the movable camera. Why don't you just leave it? Yeah, there we go.
No.
Okay. So the first card, the 3 of Wands. The second card is the 10 of Wands. And the third card is the 8 of Swords. I don't see...
There's a lot of flesh in this design. What are they called?
Oh, this is the Tarot of Dreams.
This is the Tarot of Naughty People.
No, it is. No, it is not.
I approve.
The court card. The court cards are not like that. I don't think all of the other cards are either. Here, look. Here's a card that is fully dressed, for example. Okay, I'm just showing that.
Okay,
so we don't know why you got these unclothed people.
Unclothed spirit.
Mermaid. But I will say I don't see a lot of people in this reading. However, it might be indicating that Sergio may have some fire energy going. Definitely. There's some fire sign qualities here. If it is indicative of a person, it may be a person who is what do you see?
Well, I think you're possibly on the verge, if you're not in a relationship, you're possibly on the verge of this
happening
relationship of some sort. But I also think too that there's a quality about it that you won't like, and it probably won't last the test of time. There's something maybe a little bit abusive or limiting about it in some way. If it's not you, maybe it's somebody you're really close to is going to be drawn to you about this situation. Maybe you'll have to give them an assist.
I was thinking that myself, actually, Mermaid, that maybe, because I got the feeling when I saw the burdens, the 10 of Wands, that maybe this dream is indicating somebody is going to come to you with some of their problems, and they're going to need some advice or a shoulder to lean on. I'm almost getting that feeling. And I don't know if it's work-related. It could very well be partnership-related as well.
Yeah, I think it's more likely somebody that you know, and that maybe this is going to come to you in another form, less dreamlike, where they may actually ask you for your advice, or that maybe you might know both principles, or that you will come to know both principles in the situation. But I also feel too that if you're going to be drawn into this, and I get the feeling like that could be what it is, just try to walk away from it, because it looks to me like it's not exactly a good thing. I don't think like it's a danger situation for your possible friends here, whoever. Just weird in that, you just don't probably, I know it's sort of vague. Maybe the Lenormand can help
Well, I'm
us.
going to see if there's anything else. But I think, like he said also, if this is indicative of a relationship, I don't think it's going to be a long-term thing. I do think there's issues. There's things that might make you feel overwhelmed.
I see a sense of mystery, and I see you walking away from it with saying, I don't really want to know any more about it, and I don't feel like you know who it is, but like I said, it might just be somebody's drama that somebody's trying to draw you into it. So I don't know how big this is going to be, but I think it's where the dream is coming from, that there is somebody maybe trying to draw you into their drama somehow.
Well, this is quite the day for me to pick the Lenormand with the extra cards in it, as you have an interesting combination here, I'd say, Mermaid. I drew first the dice, one of my favorite as a gambler, cards, the dice, which is not in a traditional Lenormand, but something Ciro has added to his, and also the ring card. Now, what does this tell me? I think what this tells me is that it sounds like there is some partnership afoot that may have some risks attached to it. The gambling card or the roll of the dice, there's a risk. Will you win? Will you lose? Will the dice roll in your favor? So I would be very cautious with this relationship. I guess you have to ask yourself, do you feel lucky?
Is Kevin lighter haired, blonde, or red even? Or does Kevin have energy that's like a fire sign.
He's a Virgo.
A Virgo.
Yeah. I feel like he's forcing me to be with him. Well, that's interesting you say that because of what he spoke about in the 3 cards we drew, you know? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny because I felt like you were avoiding, or you didn't want to say that it was you, like you were indicating you didn't feel that way. But now I'm feeling like, yeah, this, I want to say, I don't think it feels dangerous, but I feel it feels limiting and smothering in a way, since you said that yourself, I think, too.
Yeah.
So I'd say that maybe, you know, depending on where you're going, you're just going to want to walk out of it, because that's what, to me, the 8 of Swords reversed is. That is the 8, right? And I sort of feel like you felt like too trapped there, and when you have that opportunity to just kind of get away, I don't feel this is like a domestic violence or anything like that.
No, not like
it's
that,
just
but
somebody who's just a little bit more possessive and aggressive in their own way.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a real serious danger thing there. I just sort of feel like, what did you say about that?
Well, I said that it's a risky proposition, this relationship. In other words, and by that, I don't again mean a danger thing. I don't sense that those cards are not dangerous cards. But what it says is it really worth the gamble? Is it really worth the risk of getting involved with a person like this? You have to ask yourself that, and you have to decide. You know, you have to weigh qualities of what you're looking for in a relationship against what you see. So that's what we have for you right now as far as this goes. I hope that helps.
The wands are what told me he was a lighter-haired person, possibly.
That's true. Yeah.
So, anyways, that is interesting, and you'll have to keep us in touch, because it does sound a little bit too soap operatic. But I
and
do
we
hope,
love
of
our
course,
soap operas,
nothing,
but
you know, bad happens, and I don't think it will. Just, you know, men. It's men.
So, hey, Claudia, you are up right now, and I'm going to go through the list and let everybody know where they're at.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Oh.
You're welcome, and we'll have to find out more.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Hey, Claudia, you are next, and after Claudia is Dead Mirror, Smiling Soul, Vivian, Libra Cusp, and then Aaron.
Okay, Claudia, what energies are around you when it comes to love?
What is coming up? Okay.
Go back to mine?
Yes.
Let's switch mine to the Sacred Circles.
Yeah, okay, we'll use yours. Oh, that other deck. I like both those decks.
I like this deck too. It's a little bit shorter but wider, but it's still pretty easy to manipulate. And it has good vibes for me mostly. I think it gives good readings. Okay, Claudia.
All right, Claudia. We'll see what's up in the love department. Okay.
Just a tip to Mermaid, you might want to also look online or in any other dictionary sources if Sergio has a variation name.
That's a good
point. Maybe in another culture it means it's spelled differently, or it's a different word. Because I know, like, my name is different in another language, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, that would be really odd, and yeah, then I'd say run.
Well, you know, and he's right. It's interesting to me. I'm not going to give my name away, but my last name, my real last name, is actually a first name in, you know, my native heritage, my culture. So I think that it's interesting how names are like that. So when my mother met my father, she thought when she heard his last name that it was his first name. So, yeah.
We'll monitor how things go, Mermaid, and if it seems like we have time near the end and we don't have anybody waiting, or
I think we're going to be taking this right to the end today. It looks
right to the
like,
end, so maybe we can just see how we can do it some other time or another way.
We're running a tight ship today, and we're going to get everybody in, but I think right now I'm going to say we're cutting off the list with Aaron, and like I said, Mermaid, if we have time, we'll see. But right now, Aaron will be the last person I think we're going to be able to fit in today.
Okay, so I just pulled 3 cards. Was that right?
Yeah.
And we have reversals. We have the 4 of Swords.
Okay, that's
which sounds like a return to activity in a way, like sort of an energy thing. We have the Princess of Wands.
Okay.
She is reversed. This sort of means maybe a little bit awkward, a little bit like, I'm not sure if I'm doing it the right way. And then we have the Prince of Cups, and that is reversed. And that sort of indicates maybe there's a little bit of floundering in the emotional department. Like maybe there's a startup and then it's like, doesn't work out. I hear the dating game is really rude lately. I'm so glad I'm old and don't date anymore, you know?
Well, I'm kind of looking at this a little bit differently from Mr. O, from what I see of the cards here. We do that from time to time. I'm looking at the Four of Swords reversed, and then I've got two people cards kind of reversed.
Right.
In the Princes of
Wands
and Cups. And so it almost sounds like, possibly you, Claudia, and a person, another individual. And, you're not putting your best feet forward in this relationship, but maybe what it's telling me is that the two of you, if there is something coming, the two of you are coming with some baggage attached from previous relationship. Because the Four of Swords reversed to me. Oh, I'm sorry. Which way is that facing?
I have it over here. Let me do it.
Okay.
And it's not the Four of Swords. Oh, it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
The Four of Swords reversed is indicating to me that, there's maybe both of you have had some bad experiences that you're coming out of, and that's kind of going to get in the way of things a little bit unless you can put your past aside and look at people a little bit more openly. And it's not just you, it would be this other person coming into your...
Claudia kind of agrees with what you're saying.
Okay,
there.
coming into your life, and that person could be a water sign, I feel.
Right.
No, I'm sorry. No.
Yes.
No.
This is that person.
Oh, it
right?
is. Yes. A water sign, I think.
Or they have those kind of energies or positioning in their chart. So I sort of see it just a little bit more general than her, but I sort of feel it's the same thing in a way. There is a sense of just maybe a little bit feeling a little nervous or a little bit awkward, a little bit like you're just doing it again for the first time, even if it isn't, or baby steps in a way. So I don't know if that indicates you're just a little bit cautious about relationships, or you're cautious because of something that's happened recently. But the Four of Swords also acts like you're just sort of starting to reawaken there.
Hey,
going back to that.
Dr. Victor, I'm going to put you on the list, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to get to you or not. We'll just see how it goes. We'll put you on, and but there's a number of people in front of you. Well, I see what you say there about having baggage, and the only advice I can give is, just try to do some work on not letting that color, the new possibilities that could be available to you. We bring in a lot of our stuff from previous relationships. One thing is never, how should I say, cast aside the things you've learned from your previous relationship. Of course, always go into a new relationship smarter, than you have in the past. But, don't let all the badness from that relationship make you feel, less open to a new person coming into your life. I can only speak for you, and I would like to think that, I think the person you're going to be meeting is going to be coming from a similar situation. And that may be part of the problem. And what I see here, Claudia, is that I have the kind of the path and the dog. And so I'm almost wondering here if an opportunity or something isn't going to come from somebody an established friendship or friend or colleague or somebody close to you in some way, is going to help you move forward, possibly meeting somebody new. Because the path is like making a choice or a decision or moving forward.
Right, and I think it's coming through some sort of good friend or situation that just makes you feel that comfortable. I don't know if it's necessarily this person here. I don't necessarily feel that it isn't that person. You mentioned that they're reserved, and I'm thinking that sounds like a scorpionic water sign, but I don't know that for sure.
And that's what we have for you. I hope that helps.
Alrighty.
And thanks for waiting. And I know everybody's waiting so patiently. Thank you for that. We really appreciate it. And that you keep having fun in the chat talking to each other. It's great. We have such an active chat room. I love it.
And we will be back again next Thursday for those that may need to try again, as well as next Sunday. You are welcome, Claudia. So let's go to the
And
next
hey,
person.
Dead Mirror, if you're still with us, it's your turn. So let us know if you want a 2020 outlook or if you have a specific question. And after Dead Mirror is Smiling Soul, and then Vivian, Libra Cusp, Aaron, and if we can get to Dr. Victor, we will. Well, good. I'm glad we were able to help Claudia. Keep checking in with us. We really appreciate it. And enjoy reading for you all. Hey, Dead Mirror, are you with us still? We'll give you a couple seconds. Now, what we usually do is that, we take the names in order and we give people a chance to write their questions because sometimes there's a delay. But if you're not there when we call you and we give up, we end up putting you on the bottom of the list and then moving on to the next person.
Sassy just seems the total picture of contentment here.
Yeah. So, Dead Mirror, giving you one more shot at it. Come on if you're here. Speak now. I see we've lost some people in the chat, so it's possible Dead Mirror has left us. Going once. Did you type it in?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay.
All right, we should move on.
Yep, we're going to move on to our next person then. I'm going to put Dead Mirror at the bottom. Our next person is Smiling Soul. So, hey, Smiling, what do you have for us today?
We're going to use your St. Petersburg.
Yeah, for this one, why not?
Sure.
Although I know she likes the pretty cards, the Tarot of Dreams. Hey, Smiling Soul, are you with us? It's possible she had to go too.
Sundays are like that.
Sundays are like that. People come in and out, and unfortunately, if you're not here when we call you, we got to move on.
Yeah, it does look like we lost even a couple more people.
Did you type in Smiling Soul?
Not yet.
Okay. Smiling Soul, we'll give you another shot.
There you are.
Oh, there you are. Hey there.
Hello.
So what do you have for us? It's your turn, Smiling Soul. 2020.
2020.
All right. All right, we're going to do a 2020 outlook for Smiling Soul.
Well, we are the most squarest of tarot card readers because we do nothing for New Year's Eve. We just stay at home. Well, we have a drink.
Oh,
maybe.
contraire. I do
We do
plenty for New
readings.
Year's Eve. I do all my yearly forecasts for myself for New Year's Eve.
We don't party.
We don't party that much. No, not anymore. We used to get together with friends and play some games on New Year's Eve and stuff. So I won't rule out that won't happen again, but it's been years. We pretty much are stay-at-homers for New Year's Eve. And I like it that way because I can settle down and do some fun readings for myself.
We used to live in another city that had a little bit more
Oh, you're supposed to cut.
activity in the New Year's Eve department, which included loud...
Oh, how should I say? A
sounds.
lot of gunshots going
Gunshots.
off, yes.
so we're glad we don't have that anymore. All right. The 2020 reading. Those are nice cards. I like those.
Well, they are very nice cards.
So
They're
what do
not
we
all
got?
nice what you got this time, Smiling Soul. Little good, little bad. You know how it goes sometimes. So we have the first card is the Devil upright.
And
I will be
that's-
talking about that.
okay.
Well, let's just show them first. The second card is the 9. Is that the 9? The 9 of Coins.
Yes, the 9 of Coins.
And the third card is the Queen of Swords upright. And the fourth card is the Ace of Cups reversed. So let's see what we have for you here. So basically our New Year spread is the first card is the main focus of the year. And I think you getting the Devil card as the main focus is telling me that, You're going to have to look into some health issues possibly. You're going to have to look at some things in your life that might be holding you back in some way, restricting you, whether they're lifestyle habits or changes that you need to make. This is going to be some of your main focus in the year ahead, is getting yourself in order so that you can move beyond things that are holding you back from progressing.
Yeah, this card mostly seems to speak to the limitations you're experiencing now, and a lot of them are just the kind of things that you have to do some personal work on with that. Don't get too depressed about it. Everybody's doing the same thing, so just you got to do the work.
Yep. Now, the opportunities or challenges that you face, and what a card is that? That's the Nine of Coins upright. It seems to me, that in this year ahead, there's an opportunity for you to find some real comfort in your home environment, whether it's where you live now or maybe you move to a better place. It seems as though, you're going to get a lot of comfort and security from your home environment.
Yeah, you're going to be in a position where you'll be able to be more relaxed and more enjoy what's going on for you on that home front level. So I do get the feeling like maybe you're going to move somewhere, or you're going to be changing situations enough to where that provides a better sense of calmness for you, as well as feeling comfortable.
Okay, and then the lessons learned. What are the takeaways from the year? I think looking at that Queen of Swords there, the takeaways is you have to get a little bit, how should I say, what?
The Libra sign.
Okay, so you want to talk about that?
No, I want you to go and talk about it.
No, I'm not. Okay, now that my train of thought is over, I'll let him go first.
The Queen of Swords has a little Libra signal down there, and so that to me says
justice.
About justice, but about decision making too.
Right, exactly. So I'm thinking you have to get a little bit disciplined with yourself, and you have to make some decisions, I think, that are going to be kind of hard ones to accept. You're going to have to do that in order to have a good year. I think that is the lessons learned, is that, you're going to have to make some hard choices and decisions, and you're going to make them, because at this time next year, I think that's really what it's saying. You will have learned that lesson.
And a part of that may be moving.
And the final, where will you be by this time next year? Well, you're going to feel a little bit unfulfilled in the emotional department. I think this is in regards to relationships. I don't feel that there's a lot happening there for you.
You may be in and out of a relationship.
Yeah.
It may have started and then it may have ended by this time next year. Or it may be that there's just delays in it that aren't going to let it really progress at a rate you would like. It's just sort of like a relationship that's sort of at a steady state of sorts. They're one of you is friend zoning the other, as they say, or something like that.
Yeah, so I do think that he's right, that it's either like nothing gets off the ground, or something that did get off the ground kind of does not make it through the year. That's what it looks like as far as relationships go.
It just didn't happen.
It just wasn't meant to be.
No sparks. How's my sassy girl?
Wow, this happened once before, and now I'm using a completely different Lenormand deck. But here we have Smiling Soul. For the Lenormand, you have the Sun, and you have the Moon. I like when that they come up together like that. I think it's really interesting to me. I think it's highly successful, actually. I think that, that this year could be a year where you could achieve something you've wanted to achieve. There's a lot of positivity in the atmosphere. I think that you have to focus on yourself, like these other cards said. In order to do that, though, you have to break through some things that have been restrictive of your time and your energy so that you can achieve your success, because there is success. It may not be in relationships. It may be in some other aspect of your life, whether it's moving to a better place or it's completing school or getting a job, something along those lines.
Yeah, to me, the Lenormand seems to be suggesting here that there's just some really top shape forces that are out there. You just have to figure out how to find them and ride them. But it just looks to me like, in general, for a lot of people, what I'm feeling is that there's a lot of fortuitous movement with some of the planets right now for business, that a lot of people may just be finding that what's happening for them in business and in employment is going to really work out well. So we hope that's there for you and for everyone.
And hey, Masonic, sorry to hear that. We're not sure we'll be able to get you or not. We'll see. I'm putting you at the bottom of the list, and I'm going to go over that in a minute. So I hope that's our 2020 outlook for you, Smiling Soul. It's not all bad news. I think there's some good stuff happening for you for sure. But a lot is going to depend on how you take care of yourself through this. That's what it looks like to me.
Alrighty.
All right, so hey, I'm going to go through the list and where we're at. We're on Vivian. Hey, Vivian, you want still that general 2020 reading?
Probably. They asked not too long ago.
I will double check that. And then after Vivian is Libra Cusp, and then Aaron, and then Dr. A. I think we might be able to get you in after all, but be patient. And then Dead Mirror and Masonic if we can get to you. Okay, so let's see. Oh, why thank you. It's my librarian look. You can see I'm wearing my librarian shirt of sorts. It says books, cats, life is good. But actually that's because I'm on vacation right now and I'm surrounded by all my books and my cats for the next week. So at any rate, okay, so let's see. Vivian, are you with us still? Just say yes or no so we know whether to read for you. And I think you wanted a 2020 outlook. Do you want to use my Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg or do you want to use one of your decks?
We can use the Petersburg.
Okay. I'm going to shuffle just in case I thought they were here, but maybe they haven't been here in a while. We have lost some people.
Yeah, we gained somebody back, but I haven't seen Vivian in a little while.
Yeah. So I am going to give her what... Did you type it in?
No, I haven't.
Go ahead and do that. We'll give... you are on the list, Dr. Victor. Be patient. I think we will get to you, but just hang in there. There's still a couple names in front of you, but some people have left the chat. And so we're trying for Vivian right now. And if not, then Libra will go next.
And we're waiting a few more moments for Vivian. We thought they were around, so we hope that they are, or we're moving on.
Last chance, Vivian. Okay, Libra is up, and Libra wants a 2020.
Libra wanted 2020,
All
so
right.
we are here for that.
I'm going to cross off Vivian and put at the bottom just in case. And that's how it goes. So now we're on 2020 for Libra. Shuffle. Okay. So we've got some things planned for the new year. There's still, well, I think we're going to give more information on Thursday and next Sunday. We're still formulating a lot of plans. I've been working on taping some Soul Stories videos, which is my videos about synchronicities and signs. They're my personal stories, which I hope will generate some thought and thinking on viewers to look at their own lives and see what kind of signs and synchronicities and things that they may have missed or they may have had along the way. They come to us in very mysterious ways, not always through dreams, through other things that happen in our lives. And I'm sharing some of my stories with everybody, and my next segment's going to be about luck. I'm going to have a few episodes on luck and timing because I think those are some very important things. All right, so look for that soon if you subscribe to our channel. Well, you've got almost everything upright. So this is a very interesting year for you, I would say, Libra Cusp. The first card, I'm going to have him show the cards first, is the Four of, is that Wands?
Cups.
Cups. Yeah, that's right.
No, it is Wands.
Oh, it is Wands.
Clubs.
Yep. And then I have the Nine of Clubs, which is Wands. the Two of Swords.
This card has come up in several people's
Yeah.
readings today.
And then reversed, we have the Six of Swords as the final card. So basically, Libra, the first card is the main focus for the year. You did keep them in order,
The Four
right?
of Wands. Okay. This is a happy year.
It's very
there are
happy.
probably preparations for maybe it's a wedding or maybe it's a celebration, a family reunion, or it's something kind of big. It's a big thing. Somebody's union, somebody's reunion. So there's a lot of preparations for that focus or what it takes to, get this kind of event into gear.
Well, since this is the main focus for the year, I'm feeling it's not just a singular event. I'm kind of looking at it as maybe, this is a year to really build a foundation for something that's very important to you, whether it's a relationship, whether it's in business, something growthful. I feel that this is a year where it's going to really take off. The foundation is going to be in place, and you're going to, achieve something very joyful and happy and growthful. You're going to feel like this is something that you can really be passionate about.
That's right, Banshee, and I should have mentioned it too, is that right, that basically, anyone can get married, but building a life is really so much a big part of that, and a lot of it has to happen before, during, and after the actual celebration of that. So
Exactly.
this is more encompassing of that. This is about a life or a big part of a life being built or being created or being worked upon.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing.
And then opportunities or challenges you will face in the year ahead. Well, the Nine of Wands. So basically, I think it's a challenge and an opportunity in a way. The challenge for you is to prepare yourself. Are you ready, for these? Are you really ready, for these good things to happen to you? What do you need to put in place? What more needs to be done? It seems to me you are in a good position. You are standing ready. You've maybe taken some hard knocks in this last year. And so now you know what you need to do, to be better prepared for the challenges you face in the year ahead.
I would agree with that pretty much. There is the sense of knowledge of what you have to do and basically the will to put it forward.
So Vicky has just joined us?
Yes.
And Vivian's back. We had to put you at the bottom, Vivian. I don't know if we can get to you. And that would mean Vicky is below Vivian. We are getting a full house at this late time. I'm not sure we're going to be able to do you all today.
Okay, next card.
So the next card is, I created this spread for us to do. Card 3 is the lessons learned. What are the takeaways from the year? And it's the Two of Swords.
So a lot of this is about balance, and that you may have to really consider the impartialness that you can bring to certain decisions or certain judgments or certain processes that you're in, is that even if it isn't necessarily within your interests, you have to create that persona.
Well, I think, the lessons or takeaways for me with the Two of Swords is that you really need to focus on balance.
We'll
and
see, Vivian.
Maybe look at things through clear eyes, clear perspective. Things might be going so well and you might have, your own emotions attached to this particular focus for the year. But are you really looking at things clearly and objectively in the way you need to make the decisions you need to make? That's basically the lessons and the takeaway from the year is that, the focus and the objectivity you needed to get to where you are. And where will you be at this time next year? Well, this is kind of interesting to me because it's the only negative card, and it's kind of saying that things are at a standstill. So I think what this is telling me is you're going to reach a certain climax and a peak at some point in the year, and then it stays that way. It's kind of like it doesn't move from there. So that's not necessarily a bad thing if things are good.
Yeah, I don't call it negative, but maybe somehow an acceptance of your property of impasse at the moment. That just sort of you're going to understand that this is not really the time to necessarily leave a set of problems behind or to focus on something new. You're going to sort of be stuck with that situation, which is mostly a good situation.
I think it's mostly good.
Right. If you were trying to move into something totally different, it's just really saying, no, you're good with what had happened along the way. The various things, which were mostly good. I mean, the only other thing that maybe I had a little more of a doubt about was that Two of Swords, because I just sort of feel like you don't always feel comfortable with making that decision, but it's just the choice you do have to come to. And that's what this card is saying, is like, at the end of the day, you're probably able to realize you have what you have.
And this is an interesting Lenormand I drew for you for 2020, Libra. Look at this. You have the Clover card, and you have the Fish card.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So basically, to me, this is telling me that this could be a very lucky year for you as far as money and investments and finances go. Things are definitely looking up. Something that flows. The fish cards, they're in water and they go with the flow of the stream. So think about that as far as your resources go.
It really
and
wasn't
also,
a negative reading at all. This is
no,
like
the
great
clover's
stuff here.
good luck. It seems like there's luck and timing working in your favor. This is a very positive way to end the reading, I have to say. Good luck to you in 2020 because the cards are indicating it's there for you.
Play the lotto.
Well, within reason. And stay tuned for my Lucky Soul Stories videos, because I will be talking about luck. The lottery will come up in some of them. I think in the first one, definitely. We're moving on. Okay, so Aaron, you are next. And then after Aaron is Dr. A. So Dr. A, one more person, and then you are up, Dr. Victor. So Aaron, you're first, then Dr. Victor, then Dead Mirror, and whoever else we can get to. That would be Masonic Elite, Vivian, and Vicky.
We only have about 20 minutes, so let's see. General 2020 for Aaron.
All right. How about you one of your decks?
Yes, I have the Egyptian golden deck right here. Go ahead.
All right, let's see what 2020 has in store.
And here you go, madam.
All right. Oh, that is not my name. You are silly. I don't answer to that. I shouldn't have even picked the cards up from you.
Oh, stop it.
I don't know. The term madam, it has some connotations to it that may not be appropriate for me.
Madam Bolek.
Oh. Well, I am sorry that didn't happen, Masonic. You want me to just pick them up? I will.
Go ahead.
Okay. So,
Go
General
ahead,
2020.
All righty.
Wow, more ups than downs here. And I will say the up cards are where they need to be for sure for you.
Oh, thank you, Miss Joyce.
Aaron. Miss Joyce says welcome. Welcome to you. So good to see you here.
Thank you to see you here.
Miss Joyce is somebody in the Twitterverse I've been corresponding with. I just love her readings as well. She is definitely somebody worth checking out, Miss Joyce Tarot.
Okay, so that first card was the Emperor.
The first card is the Emperor. The second card
is the Two of Pentacles.
And the third card?
Seven of Wands reversed.
The only reversal, because look at the last card.
The Nine of Cups. Alrighty, let's get it going.
And I have to tell you, Aaron, this is really a stellar year for you. The main focus for the year ahead is
rulership, authority, mastery. So it looks to me like if you're not already well invested in your career, there's big opportunities here for you to be in charge. This is like leadership potential or actuality.
It shows you in charge of something, you know,
Yeah.
whether it's work, whether it's, you know, when you're in school, there's class projects, there's teamwork that they do in school now. There's also, you know, you might be on a sports
In their
team,
master's
whatever it
program.
is. Oh, really?
Very cool.
Awesome.
So,
So,
you're
yeah, I
you're
can
doing
see
well with
that.
that. Yeah.
You know, it seems like there's leadership for you in some way, shape, or form there. Very, very positive. You're going to be able to take the lead in some endeavor, probably with your degree. Awesome stuff. Opportunities or challenges that you face. The Two of Pentacles upright. It's, you know, it's a juggling act, isn't it? You know, you're in school. Hey, I work in an academic library, so I get it. You know, you've got a lot on your plate. Also, check in with your friendly neighborhood librarians at your university to help you out if you need a hand. And really, it's juggling and keeping it all together. I think these are some of the challenges for you in this year ahead.
But
Seems like you're going to be on top of it more often than not.
the prognosis is mostly
Yes.
good. This is a really good card for that functional balancing, and it's really saying you are acutely aware of how to handle all of those areas of your life, and it especially does talk about some of the financial and well-being aspects related to life.
Yep. And the third card is lessons learned. What are the takeaways for from next year? And so that is you're forgetting there your card. Oh, seven of
Wands.
the Seven of Wands reversed. Okay, so the takeaways are that, you know, sometimes we stumble a little bit and we lose our footing. You maybe realize you can't always be on top of your game. That's the takeaway. You know, there are ups, there are downs, and you're never going to always be on top of things. But don't let that stress you out too much. I don't think that's so bad.
Goodness gracious, this Egyptian tarot, the crocodiles are nearly nipping at their feet. And I have to tell you, Erin, we know and have known a heck of a lot of nurses over our life.
Yes.
We love nurses. Nurses have been some of our best friends.
We've worked in medical libraries as
we
well.
worked in medical libraries, and there's always some crocodile nipping at your feet, you know, so just, you know, do the best you can. But yeah, you know, nursing is that kind of field where you are uniquely called to it because you do a lot of giving, and there's not necessarily a lot of good feedback on that level. The final card.
The final card. So where will you be by this time next year? Nowhere bad.
Yeah,
Isn't that
that's
the Nine
your
of
wish.
Cups?
That's your wish.
So tell me
really.
something. Are you
Contentment.
graduating by next winter, or you still got another year?
Yeah, that would be interesting. No, but it's saying about a year from now, you're kind of
Yeah,
got
by
your wish
next
going.
December, things have fallen into place very nicely for you. And the things that you have been working hard for, whether it's in your personal life or your educational experience, your background, or getting a job, it looks as though things are going to really come through for you in a big way. That is awesome. I think that this reading is really nice.
Well, let's throw the letter on and see what's going on.
Wow. Wow. All I can say is
That's very awesome.
I drew the fox.
You are clever, Erin.
Awesome. And I drew the book. And so what does that tell me? That tells me you are a very smart student. You are very sharp. You are in the zone. And these skills are going to serve you very well. It seems to me also it's saying, too, that you are going to have to be that way, you know, to get ahead the way you want to succeed. You have to be a little bit crafty. You have to be a little bit foxy. You have to be a little bit of an outside-of-the-box thinker to make yourself stand out in your field. So, you know, but I think you're perfectly capable of doing this from what I see here in the cards.
The well-read fox gets the fill in the metaphor.
Awesome reading. I'm really
So that was
glad
really
we had a
nice. I
chance to
hope
read
that-
for you.
That gives you lots of positive feelings for your year ahead.
And thanks for waiting on us, Erin. I know you were waiting a long time for that reading, so I hope that helped. And somebody else who's been waiting a long time for a reading, Dr. Victor, it is your turn. Could you refresh our memory on your reading? Because I know you wrote something way
You're
back
welcome.
when. on the
Yes,
list.
it was about some job possibilities being offered by several people or situations. I don't know if I can find that there. Will I get hired by Oladapujo or on Ins or Rosalind as promised? Is this the same situation? Thank you.
Hired. So there's 3 people.
Is it the same
the fellowship.
situation or
That's
are they
right.
different situations? What do you think?
I think they're different situations.
We appreciate hearing
So let's
that, Aaron,
throw
too.
one card for each, and then let's do a quick yes/no on the fellowship. Okay. I can't do the general reading for 2022, Dr. Victor, but I'll tell you what, if you join us next Sunday, we might be able to do that for you because we're already answering 2 questions here and we'll have to move on. So,
Yeah, we got a few more people to try to get
yeah,
through.
we're going to try to get in as many people as we can, but we're going to help you out with the 3
Okay, so,
options
right.
you mentioned and a yes/no on the fellowship.
Okay, we understand, so we know how we're doing this reading.
I have done interview with the 3. Okay, all right.
So you want to know if they will or which is most likely, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so let's do one for each.
Okay. I already shuffled.
Okay. Oh,
Do you want me to go?
that's
Go
fine.
ahead.
All right.
Okay, so
I
the
think
first one would be Oladapupo.
The second one.
Is for on ins or Rosalind. Okay.
Okay. So let's look at the 3 first. We may add a card if we need to. For the first one, Oladapupu, 9 of Wands
have this-
reversed.
Yeah.
I sense here that this may not be the best option for you. I mean, it's possible it could happen, but I'm not sure that it would be the best fit for you somehow. I sense that you might be unprepared for some challenges or things that may come your way with that option.
It doesn't feel like a good fit. It feels more like you would be more in a defensive posture with this situation.
Now the on Innis,
This one looks good.
this one, oh my goodness, you have the
Looks really
world on this
good.
one.
It's the world.
Then that option looks as though there could be some real success that comes out of that working arrangement. It looks positive, definitely for you. Like
Yeah,
that
this one
could
seems
happen.
to offer the most opportunities, and it approaches a level of your own aesthetic or standard for perfection.
And if you're wondering out of which one of these will call you back or will be the one for you, this so far looks like the most likely. Let's see what the last one is.
But then we have the Eight of Wands, and that's swiftness. And
Okay.
Rosalind may be the one to get back to you, the swiftness, or there's something about that situation where they appreciate that energy that you showed, or that you appreciate the energy exchange between you two.
So I sense that something could happen there as well, but also with that person and that particular situation, I feel that it's going to require a lot of energy and effort on your part. You better be really ready to move and work very hard in that environment. That I think it will take a lot out of you, but I also think if that's what you're looking for, some great challenges and where you can put a lot of energy into something, that could be a good fit for you as well. So either of those 2 could come through for you and
latter two.
could be good choices. So why don't we draw the yes no right now too?
Alrighty.
So we're going to ask about the fellowship and then I'm going to see what comes up in the Lenormand.
So we are now asking about the fellowship and whether you will be admitted into the CDC fellowship this next year. Will Dr. Victor be admitted? And what you shuffle now?
Okay.
Wake up, little girl. Hello there. Hello there. You're my little sweet girl. You are. Masonic, she's actually looking at the monitor. I guess she's trying to read what you wrote there. I don't know.
In her own cat way. Okay, so let's see what we have here about the fellowship for Dr. Victor. Is that an ace you just drew? Yes. Okay, let's see what else. Okay.
Dr. Victor, you better call us back and tell us you got it because it looks definite like you would get this fellowship. The signs are incredibly positive that you will get this fellowship next year.
So I don't know if this is similar to the question you asked us before, but the outlook has shifted to looking very positive, if it is. If this is a different fellowship, then the outlook for this looks really good, looks very
like
positive
you will
at
be
this
accepted.
time. Yeah. And so let me draw the couple Lenormand. I shuffled already. Let's see what we get.
It is. We rarely get such a positive sign like that for readings.
Well, I
It's only
don't
happened
remember
once or
we
twice
had so
before.
positive the first time, but as I said, sometimes the energy shift and changes, and it depends on what kinds of changes is going on
Tarot's
for
a
you.
snapshot. It's never the same from moment to moment even.
I see here, okay, that's the heart, which isn't always about love and romance, and then there is the wishing well,
Didn't
which
you
is
tell us you were married though? I don't remember. I thought you might have mentioned you were married.
Either way, I don't think this is relating to that. I'm looking at it towards your questions, and I feel that there could be some kind of partnership in your future with somebody who could really help and assist you in your future endeavors. And the wishing well, you know, it's really interesting to me because I look at that as kind of a health-related card. But at any rate, it's very fortuitous. It's good luck through a partnership of some sort, and it could be in the healing arts, which is what I see here.
Yeah, I would have to agree to that. I can't add too much to that. It does seem really positive once again, and I'm noting what you said too. So it looks like things are pretty much on schedule.
Yeah,
More or
I think
less.
that this is very, very positive. So I thank you for waiting, and I hope that helped
that
you
helped.
out. And we've got not many minutes left. I'm going to ask one more time if Dead Mirror is here, because if not, we are going to move on.
That was beautiful.
Dead Mirror lost their place, and I don't know if they ever came back, but it doesn't seem like it. And if
So-
not, we're going to try to fit in Masonic.
Masonic.
And after Masonic is Vivian and Vicky. I don't know
And
if
that may
you...
close it out if we could actually.
You know
get
what?
to it. I
We're
don't
going
think
to
we
try,
can.
if you both are there, we're going to try to fit you all in and go into a little overtime, but we are not
Masonic says
taking
do
anybody
Vivian.
else.
Was Vivian next?
Oh, do Vivian? Vivian? Hey, Vivian.
Go for it.
Are you with us?
Thank you, Masonic. You are such a good
You're
sport.
a trooper.
And I appreciate you checking out my emotional exchanges on Fridays. That's why I wore the cap today, because you liked it so much.
Oh, I know you're here, Vicky, but Vivian was before you, so if Vivian is here...
Vivian was there a moment ago.
I know, so let's give her one more chance.
Vivian, don't leave on us.
Oh, hi, Keffian. I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to fit you in today. We're at our maximum, and we're going to go into overtime as it is. But check us out either Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. or next Sunday at the same time from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's good to see you again. I know you've been here before.
We were just kind of going through the list, but it does look like Vivian has bopped out on us, so we can probably go ahead and give it to Vicky.
Well, no, Masonic was next, and Masonic said 2020 Outlook. Let's do Masonic, and then we'll do Vicky.
Okay, Masonic and Vicky. Okay, got it. Sorry for any confusion.
Yeah, so let's do that. And, okay, Masonic, we're going to do a 2020. We'll use my cards.
Go ahead.
And Sassy, which way are you going to lay? She's giving me a little more room to shuffle here, which is nice. It's nice to have a different cat up here. I don't think we'll ever get our black cat up here for very long. She's a little bit more reserved.
Skitty. She's a skitty
I prefer
kitty.
reserved. I wish we'd get the camera on Sunny.
The cam is deploying.
He's just staring down at us right now from the cat tree.
Wait, I gotta swing it over that way.
It's kind of hard to do.
Because I do it from reverse.
Nope, you... It's okay if you can't... Oh, you're close. There he is, Sunny Cam. Okay. Okay.
No, I'd rather play with the cat cam. Am I shuffling?
You are shuffling for a 2020 reading for Masonic. We love our cats. We do. We love showing them off. They'll never be. They'll never be internet memes, but they're internet memes to us.
Go ahead and do the cut, etc.
Okay. Uh-oh. Yes, I said uh-oh. Well, we have some reversals for you in the year ahead. The first card is the Nine of Cups. The second card is the King of Swords upright. The third card is better better upright than reversed. You did get the Tower. We'll talk about that. And it's reversed. And then the fourth card is the Ace of Swords reversed. So really, this is going to be kind of a topsy-turvy year for you, I think, Masonic. This is a year where you're going to be struggling to really try to achieve what you desire. This is the main focus of the year. It's the Nine of Cups reversed. And I feel that, you're going to be struggling a little bit to really get to where you want to be. Some projects or plans that you really had hoped for, they may be delayed. They may not take off in this next year ahead. 2020 might still be more a time of working out the details.
And I think that may be slightly contrary. I just feel that what happens next year is mostly you realizing overall that material contentment is just not exactly where you're going. It's not like you're going to be destitute, but it's just not going to be a big focus to be lavishly content. You're going to be happy moving along in the direction you can move along in. You just know you can't necessarily focus that way because it's not necessarily realistic for you.
And the second card is the opportunities or challenges you face, and that is the upright card, right? That's the
King of Swords.
The King of Swords. So the opportunities or challenges that you face is, I feel, is being in command of your life. And the decisions, don't let others decide things for you. You decide them for yourself. This is the challenge that I think you face in the year ahead, is taking control back of your own life.
It's about achieving a level of impartiality, but also the sense of you are that prevailing order. So these are decisions you have to basically say, no, this is my will. I'm looking at everything and I have decided this. I know I make it sound easy.
No,
right?
The lessons learned. What are the takeaways? Okay, which card is that? That's the Tower, and it was reversed. Well, this is the problem, and I'm a little concerned about this now. When we have setbacks in life, do we learn the lessons we need to from those setbacks? They come carrying messages. We're not meant to repeat the same cycles over and over again, Masonic. You have lessons you need to learn, and I think the takeaways from this year is, are you learning what you need to learn in order to move forward? That's what I think. And with it reversed, it's saying that's your challenge. That's really where you're struggling. And you have to learn those lessons if you want to get out of the oh no's and move into the ahas.
Save a spot for me, Masonic. I want to come with you when the UFO comes. I'll even bring
Beam me
my
up,
beret.
Scotty.
But no, I think Banshee's right here that a lot of what happens here too is really the internalization of the lessons and realizing that everything starts from you and that you're only a victim if you let yourself be. So,
where will you be by this time next year? Well,
better, but still
Yes.
having a little bit of a delay here. Still finding that some of your challenges, you're not meeting them with the required amount of energy or force to move them. That sometimes we just have to really put our back into it. And so you can't give up. You have to understand that. At the end of the year, I think that's what you're going to do. You're going to understand. You really have to keep going.
I think it's saying to me that, there's going to be some forward movement, but yet you're going to feel, kind of about it, like it's not really, it doesn't mean anything to you. But I would suggest to you that, a victory is a victory, and forward progress is forward progress, no matter how small. So accept those small steps, and work from there. And sometimes for some of us, that's just the way it is, slow and steady progress.
This reading was not without that sense of that for me, that sometimes, and I often feel that way about myself, that I don't feel like I'm getting what I really want out of life either. I'll be honest with you. I always feel that way, that a lot of my success is just never seen by others the way I see it for myself. I've had readings from other people that have literally told me that too. And sometimes you just keep on, and I know you do. So we'll see you again next time.
Yeah. I'm going to do a Lenormand for you. I haven't shuffled yet, so let me do that. And let's see, if there's a, there goes my list. If there's a little bit more of a ray of sunshine in all of this, let's take a look at what the Lenormand has to
Now
say.
you're in trouble. No.
Now I'm in trouble. Yeah, depending on what it says. But we'll see what, if it gives you something more about what you have to work through. Life is a lot of work, but it's worth the effort. It's worth every piece of blood, sweat, and tears that we put into it.
Yes, and I'll be doing more readings for myself and more readings possibly with other people, or looking at the things that Esoterics talks about in her weekly readings or other places readings, because I have some serious questions coming up to me too, and I appreciate all of that
I'm getting tired of working.
information I get.
Aren't we all? Well, here I think you're getting some advice for the year ahead. I have the Fox, and I have one of the extra cards that Ciro Marchetti created for this version of his Lenormand, and it's the Clocks in Time. And to me, I think what this is telling me is that you have to be smarter about how you manage your time. I think the Fox card is saying you have to be more clever with your time and how you're managing it, and especially with moving forward and the effort and work you're putting into things. Make sure you're making good use of your time.
Well, I know
because
that
time is precious.
Fox rhymes with clocks, so
Not exactly. It's a near rhyme. Fox, clocks. Okay, I guess it does. I wouldn't have put those two together, but okay.
Now who's interrupting who? No, I think she's right though, obviously too, but I'd say that maybe the cleverness is really finding out how you manage time. That really some of this is just really telling us that you will figure out some tips or some little situations that will help you manage time better. Most of us need it because the world just keeps racing faster and faster, and we're trying to figure out what we need to do to make ourselves more successful here, and you're always finding that the main answer is faster. I hate it. I really hate it.
No, don't
I'm
be.
sorry.
We might get purrs into the microphone.
Look at this
I
thing.
know. She's just in her element today. Okay, so
Really?
that's what we have for you, Masonic. It's a little bit of work for the year ahead. And from what it sounds like, you're not unused to that. And we wish you the best, and we're with you.
And we hope to see you again.
And Vicki, you are up.
And Vicky's going to close it out for us, I think.
Vicki,
right?
you are going to close it off for us today. Yep. So I don't think Vivian ever returned. That's too bad. Hopefully she can catch us early next time.
You're welcome, Masonic.
Oh, Sassy is licking his arm. Sassy was licking my arm when I was at the Tarot Ladies webinar today, which I was doing right before our live stream.
So Vicky wants a reading just for January.
Okay, for January. All right, let's see what's going on.
Speaking of monthly readings, we are working
Oh, yes.
fervently
We
on
are.
what we hope to throw out there in the next month or two as a regular monthly reading that will go through all of the modalities of the astrological
You're
signs.
giving it away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
That's okay. This is the first time we've actually spoke about this. A lot of people do their monthly readings for the astrological signs, and they will group them like he does for his emotional exchanges by element: air, fire, water, earth. We're going to do one at the start of every change of the zodiac sign, and it's going to be related to the modalities, which we will get into more as time goes on. And I am creating specific readings for each modality. So this should be very interesting, and stay tuned for more information on this.
Masonic, I hope that little symbol wasn't supposed to be like a poot or something. No, I'm sure it wasn't.
With a bang, I think it is.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
right? I think it's with a bang. Let's see what we
do
get,
hope it will be
Vicky.
interesting, Vicky. Thank you. Okay, we're off to your reading, so we're going to do...
Are you shuffling?
Yes.
You shuffle, and
Three cards?
well, she wants for the month of January. So I'll tell you what, we'll do one for each
week. So
week,
4 cards.
and then the
Oops.
Lenormand will be the overview for the month. And that will close it off for today. And what a great show we had today. Really enjoyed reading for people. We kind of talked a lot in the beginning again, but it's the holidays, and we love chatting with you guys.
Our producer, Mr. Monster, will have a strategy session with us for some redesigns on our look
Yep.
for the new year. So we think that's kind of cool. And besides the monthly reading, we still have a couple of other little projects we're working on. Those might be special videos
Video
that we'll just put on our
presentations.
YouTube.
Oh, you're very welcome, Khalil. Casey, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Vicky, okay. I'll be the lady one in your life. Okay, Vicky, I gotta tell you, there's little ups and downs. The first week, for example, we have the Ten of Swords reversed, which means to me it's kind of like recovery mode from something. Maybe too much partying in the holidays.
I'm getting a little bit of a sense that maybe, the holidays possibly left a little bit of a bicker or an argument with somebody. This, to me, sort of represents you having the upper hand in that situation, or being able to get the upper hand.
Well, I feel there's a healing from some little slight or hurt from the recent past. That's really going to be something you're going to be able to kind of put to bed in some way, put to rest, just say, I'm done with this. And it looks like this first week you're kind of dusting yourself off from that. But the second week shows you as looking at a lot of choices. You're going to have some decisions to make. What do you want to do next? Week 2 is like maybe trying to find your focus. It seems like that's a little bit hard to do because there's going to be a lot of options available for you, and you're just not sure which one is going to be the right one.
Yeah, this is a real cluster here of a lot of things. Some of it could involve aspects of your emotional life, but not totally. I see things involved with business relationships. I also feel like whether they're yours or not, there's children in the area that maybe you have a concern focusing on, things like that. So the second week sort of is bringing you back to a normality of the month, business as usual.
But
and
a lot
many
of
things
stuff.
focus.
And to keep it all straight, Sunny has just came into the table, not the picture. So we have Sunny on board.
Side note to Kellyo, I'll ask wardrobe department if there's budget for me to have a different hat every week. I wish.
He's not much of a hat wearer, frankly, especially baseball caps and stuff like that.
Oh, I'll
he does
never wear
not
baseball
like.
caps,
He
but-
only wears them to keep the sun out of his eyes if he has to.
No, I don't even do that. I'll wear sunglasses for it. But Kellyo likes my beret, and everyone else does too. I think that's so cool. Okay.
Okay, so the third week, it shows a little downturn with the emotions. Like maybe something's off to a unhappy start. Maybe you might get some unhappy news. It's possible too that, some relationship that looked promising may not end up being so.
I think it kind of plateaus out from the idea of just maybe in general a good time that just wasn't as good as you thought it was going to be. It could be a party, but more likely, I'm just sort of thinking like it's a development where you're supposed to feel like this is bringing you something. So maybe you start a new hobby or you're starting a new situation with friends socially. I think it's more socially than a relationship per se. And then it just sort of bottoms out. It's not really going to work out. Like maybe some people suggested, oh, we should all get together for coffee. And then somebody says, but it's January and I don't want to go out in the cold. Something like that. Just a bottoming out of something that seemed like it might have been fun.
Before we get to the last card, I have to talk about hats a moment and why you probably won't see me often in one. And that is because I have a big round head. And a lot of hats just don't fit the head. So it's rare that you're going to see me in a hat. I've had hats that slid off the top of my head and oh my goodness, it's just crazy. So I don't even try anymore for the most part. I have to be able to tie them down around me to get them to fit. So not likely
Sunny
you're going
Man
to see
sort of
me in a hat.
displays sassy, so I was really happy about that.
Sunny is back. Your fourth week is looking really positive to me, either with family. There might be family get togethers. There might be something that ties you closer to home. There might also be a gift of money coming from some source, either family related or otherwise. But it seems as though, as far as finances go, things are on the upswing. And that fourth week looks like a good one all the way around materially.
It's like good news coming from all the aspects of family around you. I mean, maybe you're going to get some good news that, somebody's going to be able to help you out with a project of some sort. But it's basically feeling the connection to all of those aspects of your family. People basically coming through for you. Somebody helping you out with your kids if you needed that, or somebody doing something extra for you that you needed.
A little bit of ups and downs. Sunny likes the pillow thing that I have for my tablet here and was clawing into it a little bit. That's a no-no, Sunman. All right, I'm going to draw a couple Lenormand for the focus for the month. And let's see what we get. Ouch! Well, we have the heart or partnership, and we have the scythe. Well, what does that look like? That doesn't look very happy. And I will say that it's maybe time to cut ties with something that maybe you've been holding on to, a partnership or a relationship or a friendship, something that just has not been worthy of your time or effort. That might be the focus, or if it's just happened, it may be time to just finally let those feelings go from something in the past that you've had to cut ties with.
Well, when I see this in relationship to the cards of the week, I do sort of feel like this is that overarching thing there, that there are just a number of situations in your life that are tugging more around the emotional aspects of your life, and that in general, January has these ups and downs. It has your emphasis on some of the care you need to work with on your children, as well as maybe the social or friendly things that are just sort of not doing enough for you. So in general, it may revolve around your need or decision to put a close or put some sort of, bookend on a particular relationship or situation.
I am going to have to get a lint brush for my microphone cover.
That's nasty looking.
There is all kinds of cat hair on it. So I hope that gives you some clues to the month ahead. It's a mixed bag, I'm thinking. Sunny knows it's time to say goodbye, and you're absolutely right, Masonic. It is that time. And, thanks to everybody today for making this show so wonderful.
Thanks to Kelly Ellen, Esoterics.
I'm so thrilled to see so many people coming from the Twitterverse that came to join us today, Merwin and Miss Joyce, who I really respect a lot, and Casey, it goes without saying, I really respect your readings.
Dr. Victor, Aaron, all of the folks that showed up.
And for all the people today that we've read for, it's been a pleasure. We hope to see you again at the next stream, Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and next Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!